how to find your video editor. If you're Batman, you want to find your Robin. If you're Sherlock Holmes, you want to find your Dr. Watson. So in this video, you will learn how to find your soulmate in content creation, your video editor. So let's get started. Editing can make or break your content. If you're a creator, you already know the pain. You record a great video, but the editing doesn't match your style, and suddenly it just doesn't work. Here's the truth. The right video editor is not just someone who knows how to cut and paste. It's someone who understands you, your audience, and your vision. But how do you actually find that person? So let's check these 5 practical tips that help you find the perfect editor for your content. Also at the end, I will share the one quality that separates a good video editor from a great one. Tip number 1. Decide what kind of editor you actually need. Let's start with the basics. Not all editors are the same. Think about it. Editing a podcast is very different from editing a vlog. Vlogs are fast, fun, and a lot of cuts and transitions. Podcasts need clean pacing, multi-camera syncing, and subtle text overlays. And if you're making talking head content, the focus is on clarity and rhythm, less about fancy effects, more about keeping viewers engaged with storytelling. So here's the first mistake most creators make. They just go online and type video editor. That's too broad. Instead, be specific. If you need someone for podcasts, search podcast video editor. If you're experimenting with AI content, look AI video editor with experience. In the internet, which we will talk about in the next step, is full of editors who tag their portfolios with these hashtags or tags. So the more precise you search, the better your results. And one more thing, don't assume that because someone is good at editing, they'll be automatically good at your type of content. Editing is craft, and like any craft, people specialize. So, tip number 2, search everywhere and post listings. Now that you know what type of editor you're looking for, it's time to look around. Don't just stick to one place, look everywhere. For example, on freelance sites like Upwork or Fiverr, there you can post a job listing or simply search by using the right keywords. On YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, just type video editor. Most editors mention video editing in their bios, captions, or hashtags. You'll be surprised how many talented people you can find just by scrolling through those. The point is, your next editor might not be in the first platform you try or the search engine you looked. The more places you search, the higher chances of finding someone who actually fits your needs. So here's a tip number 2. Ask for a short test. Okay, so let's say you found a few editors you like. Before you commit to a long-term contract, ask them for a short test. It doesn't have to be big, just 10 to 15 seconds of your footage. Why? Because those 15 seconds tell you a lot. You'll see how they think, you'll see how they communicate. Do they focus on pacing? Do they understand when to cut? Do they add energy? Or do they keep it simple? More importantly, do they match your vibe? Here's the key, you're not looking for perfection at this stage. You're looking for compatibility. If you watch the test and think, yeah, I like the general direction, even if it's not 100% yet, then you are on the right path. Because editing is not just a skill, it's also a relationship, and relationship starts with the small steps. So, tip number 4, give them time to learn your style. Now, here is where a lot of creators mess up. They expect their editor to be perfect on day 1. No editor will know your preferences instantly. Think about your own style. Maybe you hate jump cuts, maybe you don't like zoom effects, maybe you prefer subtitles in some places. These are things that editor can't guess. They can only learn through experience. That's why you need to give them time. Usually it takes 1 month or 3 to 4 projects for an editor to really get you. During that time, revisions are gold. Don't think of revisions as problems. Think of them as a training tool. Each revision teaches your editor what you like and what you don't like. And if they have real talent, they will adapt. Slowly and slowly, their first drafts get closer and closer to your vision. And eventually you will notice something amazing. They will start predicting what you want even before you say it. So don't rush the process. Give your editor a space to grow into your style. Tip number 5. Prioritize communication. Finally, the one quality that separates a good video editor from the great one? Communication. Here's the thing, a talented video editor who disappears for days without updating you will cause more stress than value. You don't want to be left wondering if your project is on track. The best editors communicate clearly. They give you updates, they tell you if there's gonna be delay before the deadline, they answer questions quickly. Let me give you an example. Imagine you ask a question about your video and the editor replies after 12 hours. That 12-hour gap might sound small, but it could push your entire project off schedule. Now compare that to an editor who replies instantly or within an hour, gives you updates daily, and lets you know if anything's slowing down. Which one would you trust long term? Even if an editor is extremely skilled, poor communication will make you never want to work with them again. But an editor with good communication, even if they're still learning your style, will be unbelievably valuable. And at the end, you will achieve a great project with him or her. So if you follow these steps, you'll not only find an editor, you'll find a long-term creative partner who grows with your content. You're Robin, you're Dr. Watson, you'll be like Bonnie and Clyde. And if you don't want to go through all this process, searching and all these things, my team and I specialize in video editing for creators just like you. Check the link in the description and let's make your content as good as it deserves. Also, if you want to learn how to film and lighten your talking head videos cinematically, please watch this video as well. Thank you very much.